All right, what's popping, y'all? It's your boy DeAndre.
Bailey, we're back. Week 4.
Week here for week 4.
Week 4.
This is
Let's
probably
go.
the most busy week of the season and revolving games of top 25 teams, pivoting matchups, undefeated teams. It's getting lit out here.
It's a good week. It's a good time to sit in front of your couch. Good fall weather. Have a couple of beers. Watch some football games. It'll be a good week for college football.
It should be. Boy, you be killing me with these little.
What?
These little. It's gonna be a good week.
What's wrong with
With the
that?
beers and the
What's wrong with that?
It's just funny to me. It's just funny to me.
How's that funny?
It's just hilarious to me because you got like the same little quirky intro every time. But it's your thing, man. It's your
What?
thing.
Oh my god, bro.
Anyways,
All right,
aside
we
from
gotta
all that,
restart, right?
no, keep going. Let's keep going.
You're just gonna edit that out?
No, we gonna keep it in, coach.
Oh my
We gonna
god.
keep
All
all
right.
this in because we do it. That's how I do it, man. Raw,
Raw.
uncut. I could edit all the things if I wanted to. I edit a few things here and there, but I'm gonna give y'all, the realness, the authenticness that other people on the internet don't do. They want to edit this, they want to edit that, they want to scratch this in, scratch it out. We're gonna show you it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to, mess up a few times and keep it going because that's just how life is. Anyways, first game is Florida versus Clemson. Clemson is +2. Now,
Florida State, the Seminoles, not
Florida
Florida.
State, sorry.
So it'll be
Number
Florida State.
4, Florida State Seminoles
ACC matchup.
versus
Yep.
Clemson. Now, Clemson been looking lousy this year to me. In comparison to the last few years, the quarterback is very subpar to me. It's a +2, so they've picked it up the last couple of weeks. After the first week debacle,
Yeah. And they should have
um,
won that game.
they should have won.
They turned over the ball probably 3 or 4
They
times
should. They deserve to
in
lose
the
that
red
game.
zone.
They
So,
deserve to lose that game. That
they
was
beat
the
themselves for
worst
sure,
game I've ever seen in my life.
but they easily could have won.
But Florida State, and this is a kind of a sus line. I mean, after last week, Florida State did not really play well at all. I will give you that.
They
played
barely won.
horrible.
I don't know who they played.
I can't remember who they played, but I know they played
Small
horrible and they barely eked out the win. But I'm gonna take Florida State here, man. I don't trust Clemson at all in the least bit. I know they had the debacle in the first game, but give me Florida -2. You might want to put your house on that one.
Oh, okay. I'm fading my co-host here. The line is too small. I think Florida State hasn't had a true road test. Clemson's kind of picking it up. They're still a good team. I don't like the quarterback. I don't think I like any quarterback actually, but Cade Klubnik's going to have a big day, and I think Clemson in Death Valley rocking. They're going to get it fucking going there. It's going to be a good game. I think Clemson's going to win.
Ooh, wow.
So take Clemson.
There you go. All right, next game. Game of the week for the 4th week in a row.
The media just Deion Sanders right here. Colorado.
For the 4th
That's
week
what
in a
they
row.
do. That's what the
Colorado, number 19, versus number 10, Oregon at Oregon. It's going to be Shedeur Sanders versus Bo Nix. Oregon is favored by 21 points. If that don't tell you something crazy is going on in this universe, in this parallel multiverse we got going on where Colorado keeps getting underestimated just because they don't have Travis Hunter, I don't know what is. I'm taking this as a lock. Take that home. Put your house on this. Colorado +21. They're not getting blown out. They ain't going out sad like that. I think they might even win the game. I might probably put them to win the game because Oregon really, this is their first real test as well. Colorado's had real tests already. They've proven that they can, withstand the fire and the rain and thunder. They're not losing by 21. I don't believe that for a second. Oregon's good, but they're not that good. So that's just me. What you think?
I'm gonna keep the fade going. I'm gonna take Oregon here.
Put your money on it. Then. Put your money where your mouth is. I'm putting my money on this.
My reasoning behind this is I want to get under his skin first of all because he loves Colorado. He's been a fan since
December.
3 months ago.
December.
Okay. I think coming off of a really emotional week, a big week, Colorado barely got past their rivals, Colorado State. Going into Autzen Stadium, it's going to be rocking. It's going to be packed. They haven't played in an environment like that yet. So I think Oregon stuns them. And I think they pull it off. I think they win by more than 21, and it sounds stupid, but I'm going to take it. So Oregon.
We'll see if you take it to the bank
Okay.
or somewhere else that you might have to repay your loans off to. Anyways, next game. Ole Miss, number 15, Ole Miss versus number 14, Alabama. Alabama is -7 favorites. Now, Alabama, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do at quarterback. They look bad the last couple of weeks, trying to figure out things. I mean, they were playing horribly against a weak opponent last week. I can't remember who they were playing. It was a very weak team.
USF.
It was USF, and
Yeah.
they were losing most of the game.
Yeah.
I think they still continue to struggle, man. I think it's time. Alabama. It's the tide is turning for the Tide, man. I mean, no pun intended, but I'm taking Ole Miss +7, man. Give me that.
Tides have changed. It's a new era in Alabama football, college football. The Bulldogs kind of have taken over that top spot now. And I mean, they'll be at home, but they have quarterback woes, and Ole Miss does not have quarterback woes, and I think they keep it close. So I'm going to take Ole Miss plus the points here.
Yeah, I'll take it plus
in
points.
Tuscaloosa. So
let's wrap it up. Next is UCLA, number 22 versus number 11 Utah. Utah is -5.5. Now, this is a good game too. Another Pac-12
West Coast
headliner game, West Coast game. UCLA or Utah's been looking real good this season. They've been looking like that dark horse team, especially after Week 1 Florida win.
Mm-hmm.
This one's tough for me. UCLA, the quality. I haven't really seen much of their games because they've been playing weak teams.
Yeah.
But if I had to give a hunch, I'll take Utah still. -5.5. I think they're trying to make that college football playoff really, like, for real this year. They're not playing no games. They've shown they can go on the road and win. They've shown they can win at home.
Mm-hmm.
Now they just got to show that they can be the top-ranked top 25 team in their conference. So after this step, I think it's smooth sailing from here. If they just keep it going. They got a rough schedule still. Don't get me wrong. But give me Utah -5.5. I think, they're just going to keep creeping up.
I'm going to also take Utah here. I don't know much about UCLA, but I'm going to take the home team and the minus the points. So I think they are able to cover here. The altitude will add a little bit of a problem for UCLA. So I'm going to take Utah.
Next game is Arkansas versus number 12 LSU. LSU is -17.5 favorites. Now this is a rivalry game. They're playing for a trophy, the Boot Trophy, I believe. So I think this game is going to be close just based off of that. Arkansas and LSU's history goes way, way, way back. It doesn't matter, which team is good one year or bad the other year. Like, it's always going to be like a tight game. I think, I don't think the line is putting that into effect. I just think it's putting the two programs. I mean, Arkansas is 2-1, I believe, and
just lost.
They just lost
at
home, which is bad. But I just the rival you got in college football that matters. That matters so much. Look at Colorado State last week. I mean, they're in-state rivals per se, and games are close. They're always close. So I'm taking Arkansas +17.5. Give me that.
I'm going to take LSU here. I'm going to fade you again here. I just think that Arkansas lost at home to an okay BYU team.
They're undefeated.
So going into Death Valley, it's going to be tough. 17 is a lot of points, but I think LSU is the better team, and I think in the SEC, home advantage, it plays a big factor, and I think that's going to play a factor in the points here. And so I'm going to take LSU at home.
Okay. I don't know if it's going to be good home cooking. Next is Iowa, number 24 versus Penn State, number 7. Top 25 matchup. Penn State is -14.5. Now, Penn State looked like that team this year. They've been rolling through their schedule so far. The games really ain't been close at all. Mm-hmm. Iowa, they've been playing quality football. Nothing. I mean, they beat some decent teams, I'll say, but this 14.5 spread. This is a tricky line for me. Obviously, I think Penn State's gonna take care of the game. They're at home. They don't really lose at home like that. It's gonna be lit. But I think Iowa keeps it close, man. I'm taking Iowa +14.5. I think they travel well. I think Iowa, they know what they're getting themselves into, and they know kind of like they play them every year. So they're a quality team, and so I think they're gonna go in there and give them a run for their money.
I'm going to take Penn State here. I just think, Iowa can't really score the ball, so I think
the defense is nice.
Their defense is good, but I think they'll be hindered on offense, and I think Penn State will be able to move the ball at home field advantage. I think it's a low-scoring game, but give me Penn State to win, 28-7.
7?
Yeah.
Wow.
7 points for Iowa
Wow.
Hawkeyes.
Okay.
So
Damn, underdogs.
taking Penn State.
Disrespect. Next game is BYU, Brigham Young University versus Kansas. They're
Wave
both
the wheat,
unranked.
baby.
Kansas minus 9.5.
A lot of points.
This is Kansas' first real game that they're playing. Like their first 3 games were pushovers. Their hardest one was Illinois, who's garbage.
2 years ago, they couldn't win those games. So
They couldn't. They couldn't. That's right. So we'll give them credit where credit is due.
3-0 is good.
They're 3-0, winning the games that they should win against an undefeated BYU team who's beat some quality teams as well. I'm taking BYU plus 9.5. They're going to Kansas. I mean, it's not that much of a home field advantage. I went to the game. It's nice.
They
It's
had
nice.
a crazy student section.
The student section is cool. The student section is cool, but I don't think it's to the point where it's like going to distract the other team by any means necessary. BYU travels all the time. They travel all over the country. The Mormons travel all over the world for their missions. So I think the traveling is not a big deal. I think Kansas is going to get a little shook with their first real opponent here who actually can mono them. So give me BYU plus 9.5. Easy.
I want to take KU here. I am a KU fan, but I have to take BYU. I think KU wins the game, but BYU is going to cover. 9.5 is a lot.
That's
of
a lot.
points.
That's a lot.
Especially a team that just went into an SEC house and beat Arkansas.
That might be a lot. That might be a lot.
That is that's tough to do. Yeah. And Kansas doesn't have that stadium that Arkansas does. They don't have that fan base that's as riled up. So I'm going to take BYU. I think they come in and keep it close. KU still wins them.
It's going to be a close game. Next game is Oregon State 14 versus Washington State, number 21. Another top 25 Pac-12 matchup. That's 3. Wow. I can't believe they're getting rid of this conference.
Man.
Who would have thought? Of course, it's stupid NCAA. I'm blaming them for everything. Washington State plus 3. I haven't really watched these two teams. I know they've been quality. Maybe I'll try and watch a little bit this weekend. Oregon State's an underdog. I mean, they're favorites, but they're an underdog as in like teams in college football. Because nobody really sees them too often. This game's a toss-up, folks. I think you can't really go wrong. Each team has an argument to win the game and why they should. I'm not really going to put too much on home field because they're both kind of relatively close to each other. But I think, from what I understand, Oregon State has a better Washington State has a better QB, the Huskies. I'm taking the better quarterback play at home. Give me Washington State.
That would be the rivalry, the Huskies. They are the
Wildcats. The Wildcats, the red and silver team. Sorry.
So I'm going to agree with my co-host here. I'm going to take Washington State. I'm going to take them at home. They do have the better quarterback. DJ's been playing pretty well for Oregon State this year. But I'm going to take Washington State. I think home, plays the role here, and I'll take the points. Why not? So, Washington State.
Next game is Ohio State. This might be the game of the week.
Marquee matchup. The biggest game.
2 top 10 matchup. Ohio State, number 6, versus Notre Dame, number 9.
I see what you did there, ESPN.
Notre Dame plus 3.5. What you think, man?
I am taking Notre Dame to the bank. This is an absolute lock. Ohio State hasn't played anyone, and they look like shit. They're going into Notre Dame. This is an absolute lock. Put all your money on Notre Dame. This is where you make your money. This is easy money. They have the 10 times over better quarterback, way more experience. The Ohio State quarterback has looked terrible. They've got good weapons, but he's looked awful. Just put your money on Sam Hartman. The dude has been around for 5 years. Easy lock, Notre Dame.
This is his Heisman moment. This is his moment right here. This is the moment, that's going to lock, that can really propel him to one of the top 3 players in the country if he goes out there and does what he does. You don't get all the moments like this. You don't get a chance to place the top 10 team that often. Especially Notre Dame, who plays every single person. They're not a conference. So I go by quarterback play. That's kind of the teams that I rock with. I'm going to take Notre Dame plus probably money line on this. No. Yeah, I'll take the money line on this. I think they're going to win the game.
Yeah.
Just based off the quarterback play alone. They're playing at home too. I mean, it's been home cooking for them. Ohio State's I think they're going to keep the game quality. I don't think they're going to be just, going to just be, shocked and at all of the environment per se. I think they got the wits and grits about them to keep the game, but this is his Heisman moment.
It's gonna
See
be
if he step
robbed.
up to the plate and can eat all his chicken fingers and ketchup and fries with it. So give me Notre Dame plus 3.5.
Sam Hartman pulling through.
Next game is Memphis versus Mizzou. Mizzou is undefeated. Mizzou is plus 6.5 in this game. Is that right?
I think that's
Hold on. Hold on. Technical difficulties real quick. I'm just double checking this, y'all. Mizzou's minus 6.5. I'm tripping. Mizzou is minus 6.5. Mizzou, they're playing a Memphis team who is 3-0 as well. That's what I figured. And yeah, I think Memphis, they're going to keep the game close. Mizzou likes to play to their opponent's level of competition.
Yeah.
Memphis, they haven't really beaten anyone quality. They played a weak Arkansas State team, a weak BCU team, Bethune-Cookman University,
Yeah.
HBCU. Let me not forget, and Navy, who's got
smoked by Notre Dame.
Yeah, they're not that great. They did win last week though. And this game's in St. Louis, so not really any home field advantage. Memphis and Missouri are kind of equidistant to St. Louis, so but they're painting it as a Mizzou home game.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of Mizzou players are from St. Louis as well, so they're going to do the homecoming thing, yada yada yada. Now, that's a Mizzou alum,
former football player too, huh?
Mizzou, they like to get this hype. This is the first time they've got the hype behind them after winning a big game against the top 25 team. They haven't done that for a while. I want to, I'm taking Memphis plus 6.5, but I think Mizzou can edge out this win. Mizzou still got to prove. Look, like I'm not doubting Brady Cook anymore. I'm a Brady Cook. I'm off the doubt Brady Cook train. Brady Cook, you the man. I'm never gonna fully badmouth a Mizzou football. I just can't do it because I understand what it's like. Brady Cook, you the man. Show him, prove the doubters wrong. Win this game. I think Mizzou will win the game. I don't think they'll cover the spread just because Memphis isn't a bad team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's it's a new environment. Players excited. I think just Mizzou likes to keep the games close, and that's just me. So give me Memphis plus 6.5.
I'm gonna also take Memphis here. I think it's a little bit of a letdown spot with a huge win last week. I still probably see Missouri pulling this game out, but I think Memphis keeps it close. So yeah, I'm gonna take Memphis plus the points as well. So
last game is UCF undefeated versus Kansas State. Kansas State is minus 4.5. They had a big letdown last week. I'll be quick with this. I think Kansas State's gonna cover the spread minus 4.5. They had a lot of chances to win last week. They had 2 touchdowns taken away from them. They're trying to get back on track, back on schedule, trying to show last week was a fluke week against an undefeated, but I think average UCF team. Give me K-State minus points.
I'm gonna also take Kansas State as well. They'll be back at home. UCF first Big 12 matchup, I believe. So I'm gonna take Kansas State plus minus the points too. So
all right, y'all. That's the games.
There's some free money for you.
Some free money. So all the stuff, I only have a few locks with me, and my locks, I think is BYU game. I think that's a lock, and I think
Notre Dame as well. Notre Dame is a lock.
I think Notre Dame's like almost like you got the lock, but it's able to be picked.
Lock.
But I'll put those 2 games as the locks of the week. I think we can put that as a consensus, those 2 games. And yeah, y'all, get your money's worth because I got mine last night. If you know what I mean. Check the NFL video if you don't know what I'm talking about. So till next time, y'all.
Peace.
Deuces.